Hello, my beautiful people. How are we doing today? It is Friday, which means that you're going to get 2 days where you don't have to do any labor soon. That's awesome, right? I hope you're all doing well. We actually have some really good news today regarding Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So we'll talk about that shortly before we get into continuing our playthrough. But the update essentially is that the game is actually doing really good on PC. Like, people are actually going and buying the game and checking it out. And so, yeah. So we do have some good news today. Final Fantasy has been due for some good news. Does feel like we haven't gotten like a solid, like, positive thing update wise in a while. So we actually have some like positive stuff happening. Basically, you know, Rebirth has just been killing it on PC, which is really good. Yeah, you know, hopefully the game continues to sell and continues to do really well. Hopefully we can continue to get Final Fantasy games. That's like the big thing, the most important thing. Not that I think that Square necessarily would stop making FF. I think that they would just scale it down. If anything, releases would get smaller, etc. But I don't want that to happen. You know, kind of as we talked about before, I would love for Final Fantasy to continue to be like a sort of big AAA game. But I also want Square Enix to figure out and make it a sustainable thing. Capcom has figured it out. You know, other companies have figured it out. So hopefully Square can figure it out. But Square's problems right now extend far beyond just Final Fantasy, honestly. Square's got some problems, like, kind of like top to bottom, in terms of everything that's going on with their output. So, yeah, you know, lower this a little bit. But yeah, so... Did I ever play the FF7 OG on the channel? No, I haven't, actually. Believe it or not. Yeah, so it would be great if Final Fantasy could stay AAA. I know that AAA is kind of like not necessarily the play at the moment, because AAA has so many issues, guys. It has so many issues. You know, game development is taking years and years. It's taking millions of dollars, and then the worst part is you have to sell a fuctillion number of units in order for it to even be profitable. So it's insane. However, there are companies that have figured it out. Capcom is one of those companies. Yes, I am excited for Monster Hunter Wilds. Capcom is kind of like the city on a hill. I don't know what the fucking metaphor here is, but it's like the big, it's like they've figured it out more so maybe than other AAA companies, and especially more so than other Japanese publishers. Are the sales numbers for FF7 Rebirth really that bad? We honestly don't know. I can't tell you whether it's bad or good because we just don't have numbers. So I can't really quantify. If I were to make a guess, I think that both it and Final Fantasy 16 are like at like 4 million. That's like based on like nothing, by the way. But like I would say that they're both somewhere like maybe at or under like 5. Rebirth probably maybe a little closer to 4-ish, but yeah, and maybe 16 like closer to 5 now because it's been out a little longer. But yeah, I would say that they're somewhere between. They're both probably somewhere between 4 and 5 million. The lowest I'd probably go for Rebirth, lowest, like absolute lowest, would be 2.5 million. I don't think it's there. Like if I had to make a low end guess, I'd probably say they've at least crossed 3. But yeah. Yeah, the company said they underperformed. Didn't Zuzek say it hit 3 million? Diddy, if you could find me that link, that would be great. That would make sense. Because I'm thinking it's past 3 million. When I say like the lowest I would go possibly would be 2.5, would be like my doomsday, like we're so cooked. Lowest. Okay, so if we're at 3 million on PS5, we're not doing too bad because we're probably gonna hit like 4 with the PC version. But PC game sales are weird, right? Like, what a lot of people don't understand about PC game sales versus like console game sales is that PC game sales continue in perpetuity for like forever. So you know how people buy games on PC and they just buy it to add to their Steam library? People keep buying PC games forever, guys. I will get games that came out in like the early 2010s or the O's just because they're on a Steam sale, right? That's like one of the values of PC is that games keep selling forever and ever. Because people will get a PC and then they'll just go back and they'll buy every single game. They'll never play them, but they'll own them. And they'll own a lot of games. Well, console sales also are weird because of the subscription-based services. Not sure if Rebirth was on PS Plus, but also Impact sales. No, Rebirth hasn't made it to PS Plus yet. Remake was on PS Plus. But the subscription services are also kind of weird too, because those subscription services aren't as profitable as a sale. But also too, it's really unclear how much money that a company is making from those subscription services. And I think they get paid based on how many people go and check out the game or something like that. That like determines how that passive revenue is divided up. So it gets really strange. It's kind of hard to like straight up say. It's much worse on Game Pass, I'd say. Game Pass is a great deal for gamers and like a horrendous deal for most developers. It's a great deal if you're an indie developer and like a pretty bad deal if you're like anything bigger than an indie developer for a lot of stuff. Right? Like, for example, Microsoft was going to offer Baldur's Gate 3 $5 million. They were going to offer Larian $5 million for that game to have it on Game Pass. That's it. At launch. At launch, guys. Can you imagine how foolish it would have been if Larian had took that deal for Game Pass? Versus the hundreds of millions of dollars that they have made off of BG3. I didn't see the 2.5 million thing, Tony, so I feel like that would have been a headline if that was the case. That would have definitely been a headline, and that definitely would have been discourse, and I definitely would have made a video on it because, yeah. So, I have not seen that. I cannot vouch for you on that. I think you may be... Yeah, I think you might not be remembering that correctly. Because people would be talking about that shit all the time. And as someone who like does this shit full time, I would definitely have known about it, and I would be hearing about it every fucking day, ever. It would be very talked about, especially when people get into like Final Fantasy 16 versus Rebirth discourse, which happens from time to time, and like people would be like, "Oh, look at this! Rebirth didn't even sell 2.5 million, but 16 sold 3 million." Yeah, people would say that shit all the time. So, yeah, I don't think it's there. But okay, let's actually talk about the sales stuff. I'm gonna pull it up in a second here. We'll pause the music. Let's fuck. Let me find the link again. Let me find the link. Okay. There we go. Sweet. So, let me pull it up. It didn't sell 2 million copies. We don't know. No one knows. Yeah. Here's the thing, right? Whenever games fail to meet expectations, they just don't say the number. Typically, the reason they don't say the number is that they don't want us to make any analytical guess on like what the third part will sell, etc. Because of that, we're never probably going to know the numbers, or at least we're not going to know the numbers anytime soon. So, yeah. So here is what the article has to say. And we actually have some good news today, guys. Finally, we got some really good news. After failing to meet sales expectations at launch, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth shoots to number 3 in the US charts with the Steam debut. So the article says, January is always a quiet month for games, and 2025 was no exception, with only one new game release cracking the top 20 in the predictable domination of Call of Duty, and there's little to crow about from last month, except perhaps what may be a comeback story for one of last year's alleged sales disappointments, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth debuted February 2024 in number 2's Ciricana charts, which rank video games by dollar sales in the US. It dropped to number 7 the following month and finished the year out at number 17. While those numbers are respectable, the post-launch there were numerous questions about whether the game had done well enough for Square Enix's taste, or even especially well in comparison to other major JRPGs or other major RPGs in the same year like Dragon's Dogma 2 or its predecessor Final Fantasy VII Remake. Square Enix ultimately came out saying that the game failed to meet its sales expectations and never announced a sales figure suggesting it hadn't done well enough to brag about. Hold on one sec. Okay. But notably, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth launched as a platform exclusive, and exclusives usually face an uphill battle compared to cross-platform releases when it comes to sales. As of January 2025, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is exclusive no more, finally debuting on Steam, shooting up to number 3 on the Ciricana charts for the month from number 56 in December. The Final Fantasy VII Remake Rebirth Twin Pack rose similarly to 265, similarly rose from number 265 in December to number 16 in January thanks to the Steam release. So, we went from the bottom all the way to the top thanks to the Steam release. The game is doing pretty well on PC. Like, a lot better than we probably would have imagined it doing. I didn't imagine it like super blowing up on PC. I thought it was going to do okay, respectable. Maybe less than 15, probably on par with like what Final Fantasy 16 was doing. But no, this seems to be one of the more respectable releases that Square Enix has done on PC. So it's shaping up pretty nicely. In terms of the single player FFs, again, all the data seems to suggest this is the best performing single player Final Fantasy on PC ever. People are going to check it out, and it's doing good. A lot of things contributed to that. Steam Deck verification. The fact that for the most part, at least when the game came out, it was called a good port. A few days later, there were people that found quite a bit of issues. I personally have been having a good time with the port. It runs well on my rig. Maybe not necessarily on everybody's rig, of course, and that's one of the things that you find out after you release a game on PC is how many compatibility issues there are with other people's hardware configurations. But I can say, at the very least, on my configuration, as you guys have seen with me streaming the game, it runs pretty damn good. Like, it runs stellar. We get way above 60 frames per second, running at 1440p. The image quality is amazing. We're running it maxed out, graphics at ultra. And it looks really good. It looks great. Best place to probably play the game. But yeah, the game is shooting up, and I imagine that it's going to continue to do well on PC because, as we talked about previously, PC gamers continue to buy games throughout the life cycle of the game on Steam. Console sales tend to be like really front loaded, right? Like, it tends to be a really big burst and then it dies down. PC, when people buy games on Steam, again, they just go and they buy them. Even years after the fact, they just collect them in their library, even if they're never going to touch that library again. Even if they're never going to touch, not if they're going to touch the library again. Even if they're never going to touch those games in the first place, they still go and buy them. It's a weird thing that Steam gamers love doing, and it's hoarding games whenever they find it on sale. And there's even like this 1% chance that they're going to want to go and play that game. They go buy it on the Steam sale. So I think that Rebirth will benefit a lot from that. But I do imagine that it's probably doing similar attach rates to what you would expect from a Final Fantasy sequel. Probably a little bit better. And that is that probably half the people who bought the first game are buying the sequel, which would roughly put it at like 3.5 million. That's just like an estimate based on that. Is NSP's mic playing up? What do you mean playing up? Is it sounding weird? Is my mic weird? Let me know before I keep yapping. But things are good. It'll never reach the sales of the GOAT Final Fantasies. Probably. I don't know how they get back to that in general, man. That's a very difficult discussion to have. Slight audio hookups, not too crazy, but we're checking out. Oh, is it doing the thing where it's like my audio is like cutting out? Is that what it's doing? Because sometimes that happens where my audio will get kind of like choppy and it'll cut me out. Let me see what it's doing. Hold on one second. 10 sold around 20 million. Okay, so here's the thing. 10 did not necessarily sell 20 million. It did, but that wasn't like 20 million on PS2. And that also wasn't like FF10 itself in the single release. It was the FF10 series, which has sold 20 million. Let me listen to the playback and see how I sound. Okay, I see what you guys mean by the hiccup. I don't know why it's doing that. It just does it sometimes. Fuck. Well, I'll try to fix it while we do this. It does do it sometime. And I just don't understand why it does it. There's probably an argument that you can make, though, that 10's popularity has persisted past 7 because 10 and 10-2 combined with 10 and 2, 10-2, 10, the 10 series, let's just say, when you combine it with the remaster, has sold more than 7 OG with the compilation, but it's not like 7 OG didn't sell more than 10 at the initial release. But I think that you could probably make the argument that 10's remaster is generated more interest than the compilation did. So yeah, the 10 series is technically like the biggest, I guess, unless you add like 7 Remake to 7 OG. That's the way that 7 becomes the biggest one. But yeah, if you like add like 7 OG and all the spin-offs, then 7 is the biggest one. But if you don't add the remake and you just add 7 and the compilation, then 10 would actually be the biggest series. Is 15 the biggest selling game? I think that it's the second or third. Actually, we don't have like really clear estimates on what the PS2 release of 10 sold. Like a really clear number. It's like thought to be like 10-ish million, which means that 15 probably will be the second best selling game, but it's we don't really know. Even so, it's kind of tough to actually figure it out. I don't know why my thing does this. Maybe if I Okay, I just turned my mic on and off. Hopefully that did a thing in terms of me cutting out. My audio interface does this sometimes. I just don't know why it does it. But it does it sometimes. It just annoys the living crap out of me. You couldn't get into 10. 10 is the best one, brother. It's the best game. Whole series. What are you talking about? Steam gamers are kind of conditioned to buy games from sales, so it probably helped with the launch discount. Steam honestly has been pretty robust discoverability compared to other platforms. That's pretty true. You can actually discover things on the Steam store page in a way that I don't feel like you would discover things on like PSN or something. Yeah, it was fine yesterday. Yeah, I know. I don't know why it does this. So some days it'll do the thing and it'll cut out, and then other days it won't do it, and I have not figured out like what the cause of it is, but let me know please if it's still cutting out. Wow, it's still fucking doing it. What the? Okay, hold on. Let me try unplugging the Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. Is my audio good now? Am I back? I was like, why did it stop reading my microphone? Okay, I think it's good. Let me see. Listen to the playback. See how that sounds. Hopefully it fixes it. Yeah, I think it's good. I don't hear it cutting out anymore in the playback. Yo, let's go. Okay. So, the solution, if I ever forget, is to turn it off and then turn it back on. That's what fixed it. Okay. So, anyways, I'll cut this part of the stream VOD out, and essentially when I do cut this part of the stream VOD out, just know that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is doing incredibly well, and everything is doing really good. It has shot up to number 3 on the sales charts for last month, and the twin pack is at 16 on the sales charts. So Final Fantasy VII Rebirth doing really strong on PC. PC gamers are actually going and checking out the game. There's been a lot of clickbait, a lot of hysteria, a lot of fanboyism from people, but that hasn't really been well founded in terms of the game's actual success on PC. It's doing awesome. PC gamers are loving the game, and that's a very good thing. This is an awesome game, like excellent Final Fantasy game, and it's just so good to see that it's actually getting the numbers that I think it actually deserved and didn't get at launch. That's probably due to X is more, or 10 is more modernized graphics that appeals to a broader audience versus 7 PS1 can be an acquired taste to some people. Well, I mean, at the time of launch, 7 definitely is like the more popular one because it definitely outsold like 10's initial release. I guess what it really says is just that 10 aged better than 7 did. And I don't think anyone would actually argue that like that's a lot easier to introduce someone to Final Fantasy X. It's a much more palatable game to us nowadays, even playing it on remaster versus trying to get a lot of people to play Final Fantasy VII OG in 2025 that didn't grow up with PS1 games. Probably a little different. That's what you meant? Okay, cool. Just being clear. PC has a larger install base than people realize. I'm on PC now. Yeah, I mean, most people have some type of PC in their house, right? And if you have a PC in your house, then, and you can play games on Steam, or if you have played games on Steam, then like you're in the PC market. That's what a lot of people don't necessarily realize when it comes to PC, is that a lot of people are not playing on the latest PC hardware. That's a perception that people have, that like, you know, PC gamer means that you're going out and buying the latest hardware. In reality, a lot of PC gamers are using 1060s, are using like 10 series cards, really, really dated rigs, and they're going on Steam and they're buying games and they're playing them. Here's the thing though, right? If you do have a 10 series card, you can actually still run Baldur's Gate 3. You can actually still run God of War Ragnarok. And those are like 7, 8-year-old cards. And they still work with like the latest games. That's why I'm a little upset about the remake though. It's hard to introduce people to 7, and now I have to get them to play the OG before remake. I understand what you mean. it is one of the things that, or like one of the challenges I feel with the remake, is because I feel like the remake has made the story a lot more complicated in just a general sense. There's a lot more information now. There's a lot more new stuff. There's a lot of stuff I can't explain to someone going through it. And it genuinely, or I should say generally, leans on the fact that you've already kind of played the OG, and it wants you to get all these subtle nods to the compilation and all this other stuff. I don't think that you have to be an expert on any of that stuff to like really get it. But a lot of the discussion and a lot of the interpretation of things around it, it does feel like a sequel story in a lot of ways. Like, if you don't play Crisis Core, you're not in the Crisis Core, are you really going to get the Zack stuff? Does Remake and Rebirth contain enough information for you to really know Zack's character and feel like you're invested in his character? I feel like that's probably not going to be the case unless you go play Crisis Core, right? So it does require you to like, the Remake trilogy does require you to do some homework. And that's like the most unfortunate aspect about it. By the way, my mic is not cutting out anymore, is it? Like we're good on that? Just want to make sure. It's okay? Okay. Good. Yeah, it still feels like a sequel to me. And I know that's still a very controversial thing to say. It's also controversial to say that it's a remake. It's controversial to say anything about 7 Retrilogy. Let's just be real. But the thing is that every time we cut to like one of the Zack sequences, I'm just like, how is this not a sequel, right? And don't get me wrong, even if it isn't a literal sequel, where it's like, this is Final Fantasy VII 2, this takes place after Advent Children, it is still thematically a sequel, right? It's still thematically a sequel, right? Like, when you see a character like Cisne in Gungaga, and that's directly meant to answer what happened in Crisis Core in a way that the OG doesn't, it feels like this is like a sequel to the compilation. This is a continuation of the compilation. And this has always been a feeling with the Retrilogy. You know, if you go back to Remake and you're in the final fight with Sephiroth and you're seeing scenes from Advent Children in the final fight with Sephiroth. You know, how do you not see that as a sequel of some sort? And so even if it is, you know, Final Fantasy VII rewritten with the compilation in mind, that still makes it feel like a sort of spiritual continuation of what Final Fantasy VII is. So it's possible that it's just literally a remake and that's it. But even if it is just literally a remake, it still is thematically a sequel. Even if it isn't literally one. It still wants you to think about FF7 continuing. Right? Like, it still wants you to think about FF7 is something that already happened, and this is FF7 happening again. Which is what I mean by thematically a sequel. I don't see it as a sequel, thematically, sure, but not literally. Yeah, that's fine. I guess I'm just trying to say that I don't think that necessarily Whether it's literally a sequel matters as much as it thematically being one. The remake series is a discussion with the original game, basically. If that makes sense. And also, too, I think the purpose of the time elements in the game, which, yes, chat, there are time elements. I'm sorry. That is what they are. That is what the game kind of clearly, as we go back through this playthrough, like really, really piecing things together. The game quite clearly has time elements. As we look at those time elements, whether they are literally time travel or not, subject to debate. But as we look at those time elements, the purpose of those time elements seem to be to make this some sort of remake and sequel continuation of Final Fantasy VII. I definitely think you're right about it thematically being a sequel, maybe even literally one. Yeah, for sure. Because I can definitely see it being a remake. Like, just a remake. But I still would say that the theme of it is the continuation of Final Fantasy VII, right? So did the game sell well? There is nothing conclusive we can say on that yet. We can say that it sold well on PC, or is selling well on PC. But we don't know if it's selling well yet. But the PC release has gone good, so that means that it's on the right track to being where it needs to be. Yeah, I think it's a sequel in some way, no matter how you slice it. Right. It's a sequel of sorts. Even if it's like pretending that FF7 OG never happened, I would still consider it a sort of sequel. Because again, the way it's written is basically a way of saying that, like, this is a continuation of Final Fantasy VII. And we're adding in a time element to Final Fantasy VII so that you can continue to continue where we left off with the compilation and stuff. That seems to be the point, to me, of the arbiters and all the new elements. Tony, you need to calm down, bro. You need to calm down. I don't want to time you out. So I heard you say Xbox is dead. Xbox is dead, brother. It's dead. I'm sorry. It doesn't bring me any pleasure telling you that Xbox is dead, but Xbox is cooked. Like, the games are coming to PlayStation and Switch. Like, Xbox is over, man. I don't even know if they're going to put out another piece of hardware. If they do, it'll be like a Steam Deck competitor that they'll call Xbox. Yeah, Xbox is Game Pass. But the actual box to Xbox is dead. I think that's why I wasn't upset as either side of the debate. There's people who are upset it wasn't new enough, and people who think it was the original, but the new stuff keeps it from being a true OG remake. I like everything that these two games have done. Yeah, it's entirely fair. So, like, me personally, like, it doesn't even matter. All that matters is that I get to the end of it and if I feel like I liked it or if I feel like I didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, anything else is whatever. But ultimately, I don't care about what the label ends up being. And I think also at this point it doesn't matter. It just matters if people like it. That's all that matters. Just stating, I didn't finish Rebirth. Well, I like the third. This question aimed at Night Sky Prince. Yes, as I have time traveled to complete the third part of Final Fantasy VII Re-Trilogy. Nanaki dies, by the way. Um, yeah, I think that you'll like the third one, even if you didn't like Rebirth. In particular, the 3 hour scene between Cloud and Sephiroth was just, I mean, they didn't have to go on for that long, but it was a really good scene, very passionate. What's the name of part three? Remains. I played it. I've already platinumed it, even. It was great. Zack like is like back alive at the end. I think the most surprising part though is when Sephiroth turned out to be a good guy. That was like that blew my mind. Zack and Sora team up, right? I mean, that's what you would think, but then Noctis came and it just like destroyed Zack and Sora's friendship. And then Noctis and Sora became friends because Sora was like, "You remind me of your Zora," and they're like, "Oh my god!" And then Zack was like, "No, what the heck are you doing, Sora?" It's crazy, man. Shit blew my mind. I was like, "Oh my god, they cooked with this one." uh, Goofy one shot Sephiroth. Yeah, yeah, that one was pretty surprising. And then like he like lowers his head and raises it slowly, and he's like, "I'm already half Xehanort." uh, it was great. It was great. Now Clive killing Goofy, that shit was just crazy. That shit was just wild, man. Like I get that it had to be done. Like we all known since the beginning that Goofy had to be stopped. But why did it have to be Clive to be the one to do it? I don't know. I don't know why it had to be Clive, but Clive had to do it. And Clive just like barely did it too, because Goofy almost killed him. It won't be Reborn. Reborn is just the same word as Rebirth. It's an adjective. Yeah, okay. So two titles it won't be. It won't be Reborn, and it won't be Reunion. Everyone says Reunion. I'm like, damn. Nobody even knows Crisis Core even happened. Crisis Core is Reunion is so cooked. No one even knows that game released. It's not gonna be Reunion. It is like definitely 100% not gonna be Reunion. Actually, maybe it will be Final Fantasy VII Remains. But then it sounds like a corpse. So I don't know if that's a good one. Return is the one that people are big on. Revival. Revival is also really good. Resolve is also really good. Revitalize. I so if we go by like the first two names, it feels like it has to be something that like if they want the continuity, it needs to sound like Remake and Rebirth. Syllable wise especially. So Remake, Rebirth, Returns is definitely up there for me. Remake, Rebirth, Resolve. Revival definitely is going to make people think Aerith is coming back to life. Requiem. I don't think it'll be anything like super complicated in terms of like not super complicated, but like a word that's like not, it'll be a simpler word that people like know the meaning of. So that's why I think something like return or like, I don't think it'll be redemption, but something like return would probably be like really good. Return is the name that I'm most set on. I just learned something new. If you equip HP to MP materia, it means that blocking any attack fills your limit break due to how it works on low HP. Oh shit. That's insane. Watch it be Reunion anyway. So actually Reunion was the name that they wanted to use for Rebirth. And then they didn't. They went with Rebirth instead. So I actually don't know if that's going to be the case. I don't think it's going to be the case. I do think that Return is the likely name. If people think Revival refers to Aerith, then it'll be a red herring, but it'll actually refer to Revival of the Planet and Revival of the FF7 franchise. Right. Revival or Revive is like really possible too. What's more interesting than the name though to me is the color. Is the logo going to be like a solid red or is it going to be purple? I say purple because purple is the only thing more menacing than like red. It's the only thing that's like more, this is the third part than red. FF7 Return of the NSP. Yeah. I assume it's going to be purple, but if it's not going to be purple, then it's going to be like solid red. Blue is too first part. You know what I'm saying? So it has to be like... Green, it's already green. So it can't be green. It can't be blue, because blue is not like impact, right? I imagine that they're filling the meteor with red. Right? Because the little thing at the bottom is red for Rebirth. So I imagine like the whole last meteor is going to be red on the third part. Remake and Rebirth are two syllables. Maybe the third title will follow suit. That's what I believe for the continuity. Remake, Rebirth, Return. That's why I'm so sold on Return, because it's like the one that makes the most sense. But it'll be really funny that they named the end part of a trilogy 2 times. They named it Return. Because we also have Lightning Returns. So it'll be like really fucking hilarious if CPU1 does that exact same thing twice. That's like the only thing that like holds me back on the name Returns, is because I'm like, are they gonna name it the same thing that they just named their last trilogy at the end? That feels like a little lame, even though it fits. Who will be the collector's edition statue? Black Lion Guard, that's actually like the best question that anyone's asked today, I feel like. And such a good question. Because You know, in the first game, we had Cloud as a collector's edition statue. In the second game, we had Sephiroth, right? So if we had Cloud and Sephiroth already, who the fuck do we get for the third part? There's only there's only one thing I can think of that would be cool, and that would be like if we got Genova as a statue. I think that would be like the coolest fucking shit. If I got a Genova statue, like I did the collector's edition for Remake. I didn't do the one for Rebirth. But if they had a fucking Genova statue, I would do the one for Rebirth. I mean, for Returns or whatever. Like, 100% I would. Yeah, Zach seems like a likely choice, but that also feels like, why is it going to be Zach? It's going to be the Highwind. The Highwind would also be really cool. A Zach statue would just feel like random, I guess, for part three. It just doesn't feel like it makes sense. If we were going to do a Zach statue, it should have been probably for this game, but who knows, right? Honestly, I would have done the Sephiroth statue for the third game, and I would have done a statue of Aerith praying for this game, right? Like, I would have done, like, Aerith praying at the altar for Rebirth. I'm actually really surprised that that didn't end up being what the collectible was for this one. They kind of, like, blew my mind, because I'm like, that's like the perfect one. That makes the most amount of sense. It'd be, like, Aerith, you know, praying at the altar, because that's like the when you think about this part of the story, that's kind of like, you know, where your mind goes to. That's what I thought it'd be: Cloud, Aerith, Sephiroth. Yeah, me too. But then they already used Sephiroth for this one, so I'm like, what the fuck do you do for the third one? I have no idea. Tifa merch apparently is making bake for them, so it's definitely going to be Tifa. A Tifa statue would be good. That definitely would do numbers. That definitely would sell. So it's certainly not a bad idea. And with Cloud maybe being incapacitated in some way, and us having to play as Tifa for a bit of time, you know, maybe they'll be Sid or Vincent, actually. We aren't even thinking about them. It might be a Vincent statue, guys. We didn't even think about that. That hasn't even been on the list. No one's even saying that. I think Vincent would also do really well too. Sid would also be huge. I'm kind of sad that Sid and Vincent are only going to get to be used in one game. I also kind of think that there's some possibility that after the game launches, or after the third part launches, maybe they'll do some type of like remastered trilogy collection where they like go back and add different features to the previous games from the third part and like bring the trilogy together in a cohesive way. That would be cool. Like, hey, we're gonna remaster part one again, but we've added the additional aerial combat and we've like remastered it with Rebirth character models and stuff. Sword at the Church would be cool. That would be cool. Any chance third part will have DLC? I could see the third part having DLC. I think there's more room for it. I think if they wanted to do a DLC for the third part, if they could make like an episode Advent Children, where it's just like a 4-hour DLC that turns Advent Children into a game. And you get to actually fight Sephiroth in that like Advent Children style set piece, but it's like for real this time. And that's how the series ends. Do you think it'll be a very conclusive ending? I think that part of me thinks that people really want a conclusive ending and that it'll be like an epilogue style thing and it'll be characters living happily ever after. I strongly prefer the original game's ending. I think the original game's ending is amazing. It's one of my favorite endings to a game ever. As an FF7 fan, I like to hear that, but when do you think it falls to the point of where The Last of Us is? People get pissed to hear about that game now. In what regard? I'm not sure what you mean. Do people really want Sephiroth to survive after part 3 into AC? That would still be so lame. I mean, that's what happens. That is like literally what happens as of like right now, currently. The story we have is that he survived. And technically, if you believe it's a sequel, he survives past that. And then, yeah, we have the Remake series. And so... Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open the game up. And we're going to play some video game. And, yeah. Hopefully it doesn't lead to AC. You know, I'm going to be real. I feel like if it does, like, just end up being Advent Children again, it will be, like, a little disappointing in some way, I guess, because I guess I felt like the whole point of all of this would be to not end up like Advent Children, but I guess what I'm trying to say is I want to know what the point of the changes are. Because it does seem like thus far we don't really know. We don't really have like a clear, definitive point for what the changes are actually doing. And so I guess if all these changes happen and then everything is just the same, it will leave a lot of people feeling like, well, then why did we change all that stuff? So there does have to be like some reason for the changes. Oh shit. Right? Like it's gotta matter in some profound way. Okay. Let's make sure we're healed up. And then also too, Nona did co-write the original, actually. In fact, if you go look at the credits of the OG game, the original concept is attributed to Sakaguchi and Nomura are like the ones who are attributed as the people who... No audio? Oh, my bad. My bad. I still have it muted. There we go. Not that much music is playing right now anyway, but... Okay, let me just scoot this over here. Okay. We don't have any materia on them. But actually, let's not set it yet. I don't want to set it yet because I want to figure out what we're fighting first.
Welcome to our domain, children of the planet.
Y'all hear that just now?
Our flesh is gone, yet our spirits are condemned to linger.
Well, that would be the same as this one, Panda. I mean, he also didn't write the script for this one. He just wrote the general concept of the trilogy. So,
I feel for you. Can only imagine how tough that's been.
My kin now dwell within these effigies. I beseech you, lend them your ears. Long has it been since they have had an audience.
we're doing it today, Oram. I promise. I promise.
They're not bound to the planet, and so she rejects them.
Because you have to come from the life stream to return to it.
Which means...
Blitz,
these
what's
dudes
good,
get
my guy?
done,
Thanks for
right?
joining us today.
They're invincible!
I'm not sure that's something to celebrate. Being stuck as spirits with no hope of release sounds like a fate worse than death.
As if you know anything about dying. I mean, are you even really alive?
Another stuck spirit, perhaps?
We shall not rest till the materia is ours.
Keenan Talk's favorite rapper is Logic.
You and me both.
Oh, okay, Panda. I get you. This is actually like a really cool environment. Can we like look around at this for a second? Okay.
It's on you.
I'll show you what I can do.
Rest till the materia is ours. We shall not rest till the materia is
Why don't you leave the way? You're in good hands now.
My turn.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
That'll okay.
Okay. I guess we'll just spam Firebolt.
I'll take care of them. That's it. Sorry. Hey, you ready? The pleasure's all mine.
Oh shit. Okay. 32.
Here I go.
Oh shit. Are we?
That's the way it's
Is
gonna
everyone
be.
petrified? Okay. 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 Now let's go do our materia setup. Okay. Now we know what we need. Okay. Let's take a look. So ice materia. I don't think we're gonna need that. But we are going to need some fire materia. They're chanting something in English. They're saying, we shall find the end, materia, something really interesting. Take that strength up. Let's see, do we have healing materia? We do. We have healing materia. We have revival materia. The flame is on. What else do we need, Cloud? Do you have... Oh, we don't have... Perfect. Where is it at? Precision defense. which we also need on Yuffie. Before I forget, I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna put it on. Precision defense. Free up. Chakra. We also need chakra. Prayer also couldn't hurt. I'm gonna just throw some shit on. Let's put first. Actually, no. First strike should go on Aerith. That allows her to get Radiant Ward out faster. Yeah, I think this is one of the more interesting additions to the game for sure. Let's put on some of that purple material. Steadfast block. And we'll put Phoenix on you. We'll give you a fire material. We'll give you the other elemental. Yuffie doesn't need an elemental. Skill master is good. But you do need a... You do... Give you that first strike. Revival is on. Healing is on. That's good. How about... Let's give you a magnify material on that. And a chakra. And... lightning on. I have no idea what to put on you. I don't think it matters as much. Let's take it from Tifa. Oh, revival. You definitely need revival. What else? Steadfast block. Why not? Chakra. Why not? You already have an HP up. The music on this is so interesting. I don't know what else. Vitality up. I don't know. If he's gonna do fine, I think. Okay, now let's do this.
Deal with that.
The cycle of life and death. Into purgatory eternal.
Can you take over for me? All right.
Shall not rest till the materia is ours. We shall not rest till the materia is ours.
Oh shit, okay, he explodes when that happens.
Gotcha. Take the lead.
I'm coming.
Any more?
Let's get serious.
Era says, be serious.
It's your turn. You're burning up this. You're going fast. How about you show us what you're gonna get us coming to?
Okay, there we go. Phil! Oh my god, how's it going, man? It's been a while since we last chatted. Shoulders looking shredded. Thanks, man. I'm on a cut.
Thus did we resolve to forge our own path to salvation.
It's my second cut.
With materia, you mean?
We long to lay hands on the materia of peace.
Yeah, man, good to chat with you too. I was just saying that, like, out of all the story editions that happen in the re-trilogy, this one is by far my favorite. This is the one where I think it's like, they just really added some really fascinating stuff to to the lore of the game, where the original the Gi tribe just like didn't even. It's just kind of like a thing, I guess, but no real explanation for it. But here, I think not only did they add an explanation to it, they added some really intriguing stuff.
Why don't you lead the way? You're in
Oh, not you.
My turn. Gotcha.
I'll
Hey, now
show you
you-
what I can do.
Oh, I didn't mean to.
Get him!
Come on.
One more shot! And catch! That's it! Why don't you take over? I'm your one-stop sovereign shop. Let's turn up the hill! Better to be safe than
Oh, well.
Gonna make me do everything? This ends here.
Cloud,
On it.
don't give up now, you guys! That'll
There we go. Yeah, I think that my biggest question, Phil, is how they're going to bring it all together, right? Because there's so many plot threads going on right now.
Ultimate salvation. And that is materia.
Dialogue here is really
do.
interesting.
Ultimate materia? Where is it? You gotta tell me!
In the materia of peace, we shall find the end. For
I
which
love that they call it the materia of peace as well. But yeah, there's so many different things happening that I wonder how it's all going to converge.
Cessation. It is nothingness. Our wish is not to exist, but rather to no longer exist.
Very interesting.
Ultimate salvation is nothingness? Okay.
in the purest of materia, we place our hope and faith.
Interesting. Alright, hold on, let me straighten this out. Okay, cool.
Don't know about y'all, but I got a sinking feeling. Think we probably don't want to overstay our welcome here.
It's hard to feel at ease around folks whose only desire is death. And if the planet won't let them have it, well, who's to say they won't let the planet have it?
Save me!
Sure.
Don't you think someone responsible like me ought to hang on to that materia? So it doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
I think we shouldn't get involved at all, lassie.
Little late for that. What do you think he wants us to do for him?
Steeped in our one desire, purest of materia no more, with pain and spite made black. Steeped in our one desire, purest of materia no more, with pain and spite made black. Steeped in our one desire, purest of materia no more, with pain and spite made black.
I turned the audio up a little bit on the game.
Steeped in our one desire, purest of materia no more, pain and spite made black.
Whatever that materia is, we can't let them have it. No matter how much they want it. Don't know how far we can let this go, but for now we play along.
With the passing of eons, the star we called home began to wane, until at last it was subsumed
I'll take
by
care of them.
the earth shook, seas boiled, skies shattered, and time stopped. Few of my people survived the chaos and calamity. Those who did began a new life here.
Okay. I hate that really important dialogue kind of plays over like the fighting. Okay.
But to the planet, we were not welcome, not in life nor in death.
That'll do. Show me what you can do. They're hurt. And
Alright, let me...
that's it. You can do it. About you show it.
You're dead.
One more shot.
Don't overdo it.
I'm coming. No, can you take over for me? Insist.
Oh, shit.
I'm coming.
Resurrection. Okay. Actually, let's try this battle over again. Let's try this battle again. Without subtitles, it's unhearable. Yeah, we actually have to play with the audio mixing for this. Because they're like, you can't hear shit in this game.
At last it was subsumed by
Square just has like a bad track with audio mixing.
time stopped. Few of my people survived the chaos and calamity. Those
See.
who did began a new life.
Gotta be careful.
But to the planet,
Deal with that.
I'll show you what I can do.
not in life nor in death.
This one's for you. Who's up for some magic? Here it comes. Stop it.
That it?
No way. Take care of you. Get lost. Let's turn up the grill. Got you now. Here I go. Coming in hard and fast.
I can fix
Oh,
it.
shit.
One more try.
This ends here.
Hey, seriously?
Okay. We may need to change our materia setup. Okay. Dang. Yeah, bro, it's been a problem since 15. Yeah, do you remember when Arden was like telling you like the most important plot point in the entire game and like you couldn't fucking hear what the hell he was saying? It's just insane, man. Okay, I don't understand, like, yeah, Noctis is gooning over his speech. Yeah, all you hear is like Ray Chase just you can't hear what else is being said, dude. Okay, so if we could like shit. I didn't mean to do that. I always mix up Square and triangle for switch and remove. Oh wait, and then we need to use warding. Dang, we only have one max level warding. The star was subsumed by our own? That kind of implies that, like... That kind of implies, like... Oh, yeah, hold on. I should have mana wall on. That kind of implies that, like... Our planet destroyed their planet. It absorbed their planet's energy or life stream. Right. That's fucking weird. Huh. How, like, what is even, like, the mechanism in which something like that happens? I don't know.
Beyond, the star we called home began to wane. Until at last it was subsumed by your own. The earth shook, seas boiled, skies shattered, and time stopped.
I gotcha.
Few of my people survived the chaos and calamity.
It's your turn
Those
if you insist.
began a new life here. But to the planet, we were not welcome. Not in life nor in death.
Let's turn up the grill. Got you now. Here I go.
Oh, we should also...
You're dead.
Oh, maybe we should have Elemental on, actually, for Blizzard. Because that seems to be really getting us.
Here. That's that. You're dead. I won't give up.
That it?
Gotcha.
So that's the way it's gonna be, huh?
Aerith carry, Aerith carry, Aerith carry, Aerith carry. W. Let's go. Dang, I don't want to drain Aerith's MP anymore. But that puts us in a really tight situation though, too.
Those not born of the life stream can never join its flow. One cannot return to that from which one did not arise. And so our souls sought refuge here. Yet idleness brought no solace. Our days, a penance imposed by the planet for the sin of our existence. And now, Our only wish is to be freed from this prison, to be granted true release.
Character HP MP on a character when you aren't using them to heal. Oh, interesting.
From the planet, we claim the greatest of materia, a most sacred treasure.
Yeah,
and
return
imbued it
confirmed,
with our
dude.
Desire for freedom. After an eternity,
Dante, thank you so much.
the
And
materia
thank you for your help
began to
yesterday too.
stir.
Appreciate it.
And thus did we rejoice, knowing that salvation was within our grasp. We rejoiced, so convinced were we that our prayers for release had not been in vain. Yet the loathsome Cetra trespassed upon our lands and stole the treasure that would grant us deliverance. Therefore, we ask that you retrieve it, the black materia, key to our oblivion. Please, it alone can liberate us from this endless dream.
Game is crisp as fuck right now. Yeah, whenever
The
Twitch
key
isn't,
cannot
or Twitch and
rest
YouTube aren't
until
destroying the
our
bitrate,
sacred treasure has been restored to us.
and you can just look at the game, it's incredible.
Moreover, in redressing the crime of her ancestors, the Cetra may help us to let go our ancient grudge.
Where is it?
It is said the orb lies within a place of Cetra worship.
A place of Cetra worship? Or temple?
You know what?
I have an idea. At least, I think I do.
Forgive me, Hollow One, if I regard you with suspicion.
Soulless.
Now hold on there. I'm friend to one and all, thanks to my crystal ball. No matter your need, I have the right read.
He's strange, but you can trust him. Really.
Huh?
Alas, it appears we have been discovered. I trust you will return our materia to its rightful home. Only you can end our torment.
Again, just the most interesting addition to Re-Trilogy story-wise. Like, this for me ranks #1 above everything else.
I guess we're back?
Yeah.
We need to get moving.
Right!
I'll make you proud, Dad. Just wait.
Yeah, chapter 9 and 10 are probably my favorites. In terms of, like if we get into everything that's been added to the series so far, 9 and 10 are, like, definitely my goats for this series so far.
Again. Allow me to escort you to fellow Bugenhagen. Please, this way.
Hook, line, and sinker. Those undead suckers actually think we're gonna give them back their materia.
They called it their salvation or whatever. But to me, it sounded more like something with the potential to wreak some serious havoc. Nope. No way in hell are we letting them have it.
Can't let him have it either.
Him?
Sephiroth. Did no one else sense him?
No.
You're the resident expert. If you say Sephiroth was there, I'll believe you.
Wait. So, are you saying Sephiroth's after the black materia too?
Probably. Better to assume he is.
Oh, come on!
Fast and
Let's
Furious,
go.
that's so funny.
Can't let anyone get between me and my
NSP
materia.
using the modest
So,
mods, while meanwhile
gotta
Clark
ask,
probably has
how do you
Cloud
know
as
about
the
Cetra
Hamburglar.
Temple anyway?
Well, I wouldn't say I know about it exactly. Not directly,
Fucking
anyway.
Christ.
What's that supposed to mean?
I just recall some document or other
Jesus.
discussing its existence. If we can get to a Shinra terminal,
That's so
I should be
true.
able to find it again.
Terminal, huh? They set any up here?
I think so.
Yeah, the Advent
Hey,
Children
Biggie,
mod is
move
also
on.
really cool. When we're doing the VR fights, I'm gonna do like a whole bunch of like costume mods. So every time we do a VR mod, like a VR stream, I'm just gonna have a stupid ass costume on every day, like a different one. And you guys are just gonna have to like come and see what dumbass costume I put
Heavens, you're alive.
each time. That's what we're gonna do.
To the planet.
Oh, come on. We both know you didn't need to worry about me. After all, I am the son of Seto the Watcher.
Forgive me. But if I recall correctly, Shinra should have set up a transmission terminal here in Cosmo Canyon, so... where is it?
Oh. What did become of that thing? Ah, yes. Now I remember. I was so fascinated by the technology it employed, I did some tinkering. Some tinkering, I say, though it was quite a lot. But now it serves a decidedly more practical purpose.
You've got to be kidding me!
Well, do you know about a Setra temple?
A temple, you say? If you mean a place where they worshipped gods, none exist. The Setra never engaged in such practices.
I didn't know that.
Maybe it was referred to as such by someone ignorant of their culture. If instead it is a site of importance to the Setra that you seek, texts do speak of one, and of the pains taken to conceal it.
So, it does exist?
Oh, perhaps, though I know not where it is.
Huh?
And even should you find it, I would urge caution. They were a star-crossed people. To follow in their footsteps is to court tragedy. However, the rewards may yet outweigh the risks. You must bring every one of your senses to bear. For then no secret will elude you, however well hidden. And when you return home, I hope you'll share your discoveries with me.
Fellow Bugenhagen!
What is it? I'm a little busy here.
Another man in a black robe has come. What should we do?
Well now, a friend of yours?
Where'd you see him?
Oh,
Bugenhagen's skin
the village
textures are
gate.
like
We should check it out.
insane. Bugenhagen disrespecting Tifa was wild. Aaliyah called it Gaslight Canyon. Yeah, he's kind of a dick in this game, not gonna lie. Oh wait, can I just
Blessings
use
of
you?
the planet be upon you. Are you in need of guidance?
All right, let's go.
Nanaki! Is this man okay?
Yeah,
He
he's
is,
fine.
Albeit rather weak.
Yeah, look at him.
Not sure why, though.
He's
I
just
know Mako
vibing.
poisoning when I see it. And this isn't it.
Nibelheim. Nibelheim, ain't that?
Where Tifa and I grew up.
Ah! Of course! Nibelheim has a terminal. I'd bet my whiskers on it.
It, had a terminal.
Cloud, remember what you told Guy in Attack back there? That I might be weird, but you can trust me. Aye, well, even if you were lying, I'm gonna prove to you that you can trust me. That I'm on your side.
It's not that.
We should go.
Hey!
Wait, you're talking about heading to Nibelheim from here? There's no roads you can take far as I know.
Maybe we can't go by land.
But by air.
Meaning we'll need smoke.
Yeah, I love Cait Sith in
then.
this game.
Back to the airstrip.
I
we
think
go.
he just comes across better being a voice acted character. I feel like Cait Sith is not a character you can just read, if that makes sense. Thankfully, due to the power of New Game Plus, we can just, yeah, when you understand, like, how much of a goofball he is, you, like, really come to appreciate him.
Not that you've got a choice, but thank you for choosing Bronco Airlines.
Sid, my friend, you couldn't give us a lift to Nibelheim, could you?
A little far, but not too far, I reckon. The old girl should be more than up to the
Yeah, I
job.
got to meet him in real life, by the way. The voice actor for Cait Sith. Thanks to Final Fantasy Union. He was at the event that I attended. Really cool guy. And again, this is just letting us know that yes, the high wind is coming. Yes, you'll be able to fly a proper airship in a Final Fantasy game, like you're supposed to be able to do in a Final Fantasy game, and then it is coming back. Hopefully the textures will be better on some of these, on some of the land below, but yeah. Oh, you met Brianna at TwitchCon. Oh, that's cool. Actually, I haven't really got to meet most of the voice actors for this. If I would love to be able to meet John Eric Bentley. If I can meet any of the 7R crew, it's got to be Barrett. 100%. The part 3 is going to be so insane. The fact that they had said confidence the high one will be 100% in is so exciting. I know. But see, here is my thing, right? As excited as I am for like part 3 and like what part 3 is going to do, and the fact that we're going to have an airship and all this other stuff, my thing is, this better fucking happen again in Final Fantasy 17, right? Like, that's my...
I'll see you when I see you.
That's my big concern going forward for FF, is that they will have finally recreated all of this really important stuff.
Hey, Sephiroth.
And then once they do, they're going to be like, yeah, for Final Fantasy 17, like, you know, hero shooters are really popular after Marvel Rivals, and so now we're gonna we're gonna make Final Fantasy 17 a hero shooter, and or something. I'm being like really facetious and exaggerating here, but I feel like they'll just be like, yeah, we want to do something new, and we're just gonna dump everything that that fans have been asking for this series to do for like, years and years and years. And then we're going to go back to like bare bones exploration in a hallway and corridor. No extensive build options, no mini games. Yeah, no vehicles, just like battles in a hallway and a story. And then that's it. Like, that's like my ultimate fear for Final Fantasy 17 is that we're just going to like return to battles in a hallway and like very stripped down game and no airships, nothing. It's just gonna be that. That's like my biggest fear.
Bring me the black material.
But that's been most of FF, like post like 12, right?
You okay?
Yeah.
Looks like we're not the only ones headed for Nibelheim.
Huh. Almost like they swung by Cosmo Canyon just so they could lead us here. Sorry, just thinking out loud. Forget about it.
And thanks to the miracle of New Game Plus, Story is so damn good when you go right from scene to scene, no wandering. It's like a movie. Bro, I'm having a better experience, honestly. Like, just being real, I'm having a better experience playing the game like this, like story-wise, than I am, like, with all the extra content.
Cloud?
Like, just
Stay
kind of...
close, would you? I
Which
honestly
just goes
thought I
to
was
show
ready for
that,
this,
like...
but it's
the
just too
pacing
real.
of Rebirth and like the structure of the content, I feel like the game should have opened up after you beat it more, maybe. I don't know, but I just feel like there's so much to do and see that like it does like take away from the urgency of the story. So I wonder how they can restructure the next part to not be like that, right? How can they restructure part 3 to incorporate the side content and then also make it... Yeah, you know, I have a feeling I'd enjoy 16 a lot more too if I didn't do any of the side quests, because that game with its side quests, like every time a side quest popped up, I would like just like basically hate myself and hate the experience. So I'm willing to bet if I played that game without the side quests, I'd enjoy it a lot more too.
Cloud, look at this. It's brand new. They rebuilt the whole village.
Don't scare me like that. Thought Cloud might have lost it again. I mean, I thought he got us lost, because it looks different. So, who do you think rebuilt it?
Shinra.
Never mind all that.
It's tough because they got so much
terminal
criticism
to
for
find.
past no open world stuff. They probably wanted to do it open. They probably wanted to open it up early, right? Problem is that people are spending like 20 hours in the grasslands. So I don't know what the appropriate balance for a game like this is, but yeah, hopefully they can kind of mix it up so people don't get the same fatigue from this game.
Well, shit.
A lot of robes out here.
Yeah. And look. Locals. Only they aren't quite the same, are they?
You guys ever think about like how disturbing this would actually be? Right,
Hello
like
there. Can I
imagine
help you?
like your hometown
Greetings, good sir.
like getting
I'm a
blown up.
proud
You go back through
employee
it,
of Shinra
it's completely
Resorts.
rebuilt,
And since I was nearby, I thought I might
but like
pop in
none of
and
the
check
people that you
something
knew
on the
there are
company
there.
database.
And your companions?
Oh, them? They are...
I used to live here until, you know.
I see. And are you aware of what Nibelheim is now?
Nope. No idea.
5 years ago, Shinra assumed direct control over this village. It now serves as a treatment center for Mako poisoning. All property rights have been transferred. If that's why you're here, contact Special Facilities at Corporate. They'll be able to help you.
Very helpful. Thank you, sir. Ah, but the database. I'll not be a wee minute.
I'm sure you're eager to see your hometown, but please, don't stay too long.
Are we hyped for the best part of the game? Yeah, you know, it'd be great if they just had like a quality of life feature where it was like skip the Kate Sith part of the game. Boy, does that shit drag.
Gonna need a smidge more time.
He's so goofy, dog. Let me see if I can... Yeah, there we go. Let's fucking go. Unreal Engine, let's go.
My mom needs to move in with me. I know.
Like I told you before, by the time we finish running
Why don't we take a short stroll?
Yeah, so one of the things that the older Final Fantasy games do was that they'd have like this whole thing of like side content and other things you can do, but it'd be like right at the end of the game that the games would like really start to open up. Sure, they'd have like card games and stuff you can play like along the way, so it wasn't like you were like always like stuck on the narrative, but a lot of them saved hundreds of hours, or not hundreds, but dozens of hours
Was there buttloads of Mako?
for like
What
the
about
post game, right?
Materia?
I feel like that formula still works.
Some of them even
like
form
Final
naturally.
Fantasy X, yeah.
No way, naturally? Oh man, you got my mouth.
When Final Fantasy, you beat Final Fantasy X, and then there's a whole other game that opens up after for you to keep playing. I feel like people enjoy that so much more, but the thing is that that's not the trend anymore, right? You don't do that.
Who might you be?
You overwhelm the
that's
player
right.
with a bunch
You're
of
the-
side content first, and then you make it right.
In that
Then
case,
you,
ought to know better than to interrupt a busy chef.
You deliver them the story in
I
between.
don't mind. Could use someone to talk to anyway. Then again, I sense you're not much of a chatterbox.
I love that skip
They
through.
say I'm always gossiping. No secret safe with me unless I sing. Bloody blah blah bloody bloody blah. Oh, how I love to spill the tea.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like post game has like been abandoned as a concept.
You certainly don't look ill. Passing through, I take it? If you are... Patience first.
Yeah, I like the God of War games. They have like a really neat post game.
You might have noticed how some of our patients have number tattoos on their arms.
Don't bring her around, Sid. That's funny.
You know... I never understood it. Why'd my dad go into the reactor?
Weapons will be mandatory.
Why chase Sephiroth?
That I can tell you, like, for
Thought about
certain.
it ever since waking up in Corral.
The reason
Just
is that the
seems like
weapon
such a
fights are
bad
going to be
idea.
too expensive to like
What did he think he was
to be a
gonna do?
skippable thing.
Fight a famous war hero and win? Well, he didn't. But after moving to Midgar, after making a life for myself, I finally realized where my dad was coming from. He was angry. And he'd had enough. Everything he'd worked so hard for had been destroyed in an instant. All that he'd built for himself, for us, gone. Sephiroth had burned it to the ground. That's why he went, even though he had to have known how it'd end.
I see.
And like him, I took my pain, my grief, everything I was feeling. I took it all and turned it into anger. Anger that led me to Avalanche. The problem is, anger doesn't last.
Playing the piano
So when
is the
Avalanche
content
started
that
to
should be
become more
there if you
violent,
want to do it.
there wasn't
To
enough
break up
left
the
to hold
story,
back
if you
the
want to
fear
stop
and
and
the
smell the
doubt.
roses, that kind of side
It was
content is so
taking a
good.
toll.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you turned up.
Have I helped you get through it at all?
Yeah, you have. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have had the courage to come back here. A lot's happened, but now that we're here, I know this was the right decision. Because now I know they rebuilt everything, tried to sweep what they did under the rug and pretend it never even happened. But I won't let them. I can't. Sephiroth and his cruelty. Shinra and their lies. I'm sick of all of it.
I'm not sure why that is myself. Maybe it's to mark ones with different symptoms?
If you're here to visit someone, I'm afraid you'll have to track them down yourself.
Okay, let's see. There's gotta be...
Being a caretaker isn't easy.
Does Kate Sith still need more time?
Why not visit some of your old... You never know. You might remember something nice.
Still need to visit some stuff.
There. Just relax. Nothing to be afraid of.
Back to this room.
So, any friends here you want to see? Maybe a girlfriend? Speaking of which, I'll bet you're dying to hear about mine. Am I right? What? Not interested? I'm gonna tell you anyway. She's real pretty. No, beautiful. Kinda depends on the angle. She's just great to be around.
She from Midgar?
Yep, real city mouse.
Zack. Zack Fair. From Gungaga. Head over heels for Aerith. We fought together as soldiers. You were here with me. 5 years ago. You came with me on the mission.
So, like, low-key, this is actually the biggest change to Final Fantasy VII, is this early realization of this.
Where are you? What happened to you?
Yeah, this is like, arguably this is like the biggest, most crazy thing that they've changed about like the whole thing, that he remembers Zack earlier.
They're everywhere you look. You don't really think that all these guys decided to get up and shuffle over here of their own accord, do you? Course not. This is Shinra's doing. First, they raise a whole village because it suits them. Then they build a fake one right on top of it. We can't let those corporate bastards keep getting away with this shit. We gotta do something, right?
Hell yeah, brother.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Screw them.
That's the spirit. Screw them. We'll make them pay for what they did to y'all's home.
Question. This always been here?
Yeah.
It totally screams, climb me, doesn't it? So, let's give the poor thing what it wants and see the sights.
Hey, don't just...
To look at this place, you'd never know.
Yeah.
So, which one's your house?
That one.
Aw, looks cozy. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
Nah, don't worry about it. It's all new to you. That building right there is the inn, where I stayed 5 years ago. You got the town hall, the general store, and that there, Tifa's house.
So let me guess. This is where you kept lookout.
Huh?
Come on, you never came up here hoping she'd wave?
Let's just go with the 3-star answer.
Probably. Sounds like something I'd do.
If I was in your shoes, I would have been up here all the time.
I'm gonna head down.
Think I'm good where I am. I'll see you later. If you don't mind.
Are you angry?
Mm-hmm.
At me?
Not at you. At everything. Must be nice. To have a friend you've known since you were a kid. Someone you can say, remember the time when? To. Someone you can reminisce with. I don't have anyone like that. And it feels like I'm being taunted for it. Which stings. More than it should. That is why I want to be alone. Plus, I might take it out on you, and I don't want that.
I don't mind.
Well, I do, and it'd only make me feel worse. Thank you, though. Really. I'll be down in a bit. See you then.
That's kind of sad. Actually, that was my first time seeing that scene because I never tried talking to her again.
Fresh air, peace and quiet.
Yeah, I actually never
Not a
tried
bad
talking to
place
her
to grow
again.
up.
I was just kind of curious, if I could get more dialogue out of her. So I actually didn't even know that scene was a thing. That's actually very interesting. That's pretty good, interesting characterization for
I'll
Aerith.
lend the medical team a hand today. I can't catch
Wow,
a break.
okay. Was that anyone else first time seeing that scene? Or was that just me? Because I just never thought to try talking to her again. I don't even know what compelled me to do it just then.
I can't believe this! Oh. I should have known it was too good to be true. I only have limited access from this console.
Let me guess. Limited doesn't cut it.
Nope. But all is not lost. Excuse me, good sir. Would you be so kind as to grant us entry into Shinra Manor?
Don't you have clearance for that?
Oh, if only. I'm but a wee bottom feeder. Barely have clearance to use the bathroom, me.
Be that as it may, I can't let you in there myself. You'll have to ask my boss instead.
Meaning the deputy commissioner? Or the commission himself? Let's meet and greet.
Deputy Commissioner Murasaki's up at the reactor, conducting an inspection for corporate. He's due back the day after tomorrow, but he hasn't been in touch to confirm. Could be he needs more time.
We can't afford to dilly-dally.
Then we'll just have to track him down.
Agreed. Thanks for all the help, pal.
Being a caretaker. Let's take a little break. So, you're headed to the reactor, huh?
Headed to the reactor? No luck at Town Hall, I take it?
Gotta get a key card. A guy named Murasaki has it, but he's inspecting the reactor.
Well then, you'll need a ninja to accompany you. I'm coming with.
Me too.
Really? You sure?
Ask anyone around here. I'm the best there is.
All right.
You sure you're gonna be okay?
We're going on a hike and getting a key card. How tough can it be?
You'll still be gone for a while. Sure there's nothing you need to take care of?
I'm putting you in charge of provisions. Then make it snappy. My materia needs me.
New bridge just went in, you know. Might shave some time off the trip.
Sounds like a plan to me. All right, reactor word ho!
Sir, we've received word about the Nibelheim survey team. It appears they were ambushed.
By Wu Tai?
Indeed, and so it begins.
Hurry it up already!
That the new bridge I see up ahead?
Music here is awesome. And then this scene is crazy.
Help! Ah! Zach!
He's in Fate's hands now.
What is it?
I remember what happened here. And to Zach.
Oh.
Bridge broke. He fell, got swept away by the current. I think he's... dead. You never forgot, did you? That's why you've been acting weird.
Didn't want to upset you. That's all.
Zach
Is this
was my
game better
friend.
with headphones? I'd say most
How
games
could I
are better
just
with
forget him
headphones.
like that? Degradation. It's hollowing me out, bit by bit.
I think this is one of the best additions
You're
to
wrong.
him thinking he figured it out about
remember
Zack being wrong,
Cloud.
leading to big reveal next game.
It'll
And
be
Aerith and
okay.
Tifa trying to figure out how to bring it up with Cloud. Yeah.
It will.
I feel like they're going to reveal
I
a
know
lot of
it.
the conversations between Aerith and Tifa in the next game, and it's going to be really good stuff.
Thanks. We gotta tell Aerith about this. She deserves to know what happened.
Yeah. Yeah, she does. But let me be the one to do it.
Why?
Because she and I are close, you know?
Hey, are you two done yet?
Yep. Be right there. Let's just keep this between the two of us. Promise?
Yeah, it should be one of the more interesting aspects of Part 3, I believe, for sure. How that ends up being revealed. Let me see. Actually, where the fuck... I don't suppose I go down here, do I? No, I think it's supposed to be somewhere up here that we go next, because we're going into this reactor. At least I thought. Oh, it's through here. It's through the cave. That's right, it's in here. Duh.
I'm dying here.
Let's not waste any time. Mako, this thing is dangerous.
Let's see. Oh, it's not over here. What am I doing? At least I don't think. Through there. Through here. I don't think you're supposed to go down there. It's back outside. Let's see. And that's just... Okay, trying to re-navigate the place. Okay, I guess maybe you do go up there. No, it can't be. Chat turned around. Where am I supposed to go in here? Cloud said not to waste any time, and yet here I am. So wait, if I go... Oh wait, is it over this way? Oh, it is over this way. Oh, I'm stupid, chat. Never mind. Ignore me.
Mako Spring.
Wait, so this whole thing's materia?
Wow, it's so much bigger.
Naturally formed materia. And look at the size of it. Astounding.
I like this line a lot.
For the Mako energy to condense into something like this, it must have taken an eternity.
Hey, we should get out of here. All this Mako's making me queasy.
Yeah, me too.
Nah, I just think it's neat. Okay, let's keep going. When your boy starts saying crazy stuff at the club and you gotta get him out of there. Yeah. That's exactly how it feels, bro.
Are you sure we're going the right way?
Ain't you supposed to be a ninja?
Once we get past this part, then...
She's always out of breath.
Come on. Let's find another route.
No need to worry. I've already found one. more climbing, but hey.
Okay. I like that you can like run past most of the normal fights too in this game's hard mode. In Remake 1, there was kind of like a Megaton aspect of it where you had like MP conservation like from fight to fight. You can kind of run through almost of that.
You know, I can't say I've ever taken this route before. You gonna be okay, Yuffie?
Oh yeah, no problem. This is nothing compared to what we got in Wutai. Like the massive sculpture of Dachau carved into the face of this one cliff. All us ninjas have to scale it. Part of our training. Never liked the climb much, but I freaking loved the reward.
Which was?
I imagine
Dachau beans, of course. Got to
we'll
eat up
climb
all the way
that
to the
in the
top.
next part.
Tell you what, I'll give you some when we finish our climb.
That's kind, but you really don't have to.
I like yellow paint and find it necessary because I'm a fucking idiot. So I think it's great. It allows me to just know that this is the thing I'm supposed to climb and then just do it. I went all my way out of my way for a single fucking potion. Wonderful. They could honestly make the yellow paint an optional accessibility setting. I don't mind it by like giving people options. Yeah, it would be great if that was like an option that you could like have turn on and off. And I think
focus.
Bring it! There!
Keep it together.
It's on you. Here I
Bundle
go.
up.
Bingo.
Just a minute. How do you like this? You need to chill. Gotcha. He holds the best-kept ninja secret. How do you like this? Here I go. I'm unstoppable. Feel me proud.
I got it.
Bingo.
Don't overdo it.
Okay, let's go.
Try this.
Watch yourself.
If you insist. You're mine, punk.
I've got this. Hope you're ready. Keep it up.
Let's finish. Now's our chance.
You picked the right girl. Heads up. How you like this? Got it all now. Here I go.
synergy.
My turn.
Triple slash, focus thrust.
Here it comes. Keep it together.
I got this. I'm stronger than this.
Oh wow, okay.
You're lucky I'm here to clean up your mess. Hope you don't let me down.
Hang back. Let's do this. No.
Got you now.
It's over. Now's our chance.
Served up on us. So you better make
Gotcha.
it count.
Pay
Okay.
attention.
You won't regret this. You're going You're gonna get what's coming to you. Just
Whatever. All done.
There we go. Yeah, yellow paint would probably be better off if it was like an option of sorts that you could turn on and off.
Hey, Cloud. I've been thinking.
First game to do that will definitely
Right?
What about it?
It's just
spark a lot of discussion, let's just say.
time.
I'm sure plenty of your people immigrated to Midgar before the war. Some of their kids and grandkids probably worked for Shinra.
Oh. Huh. I had never thought about that before.
Gotta be a way to get down.
I forget which one it is. Yeah, KH1 was brutal on that shit. You either knew where you were going in KH1 or you didn't. I remember spending so long. Do you want SE to reuse enemy models in Final Fantasy VII? Dude, fuck yes. Absolutely. Listen, I want Square Enix to reuse whatever is going to allow them to make the best, most price-sensible game that they can possibly make that is loaded with the most amount of content that they can possibly make, right? So I'm all about them reusing stuff, making use of things that they've already made use of. Final Fantasy enemies are already like Final Fantasy enemies. Do we need to like make a new Marlboro? You know? I don't know. Summon designs might be a little different because I do think that like summon designs are like summons probably should look different each Final Fantasy, but like
I'm going through.
Oh shit.
There has to be something we can use to climb that fence.
But enemy designs? Yeah. Totally reuse those. Bro, I don't think you guys understand how like absolutely fucking demoralized that would be if like we get the first interview for Final Fantasy VII comes out and they're like, yeah, well, we got a lot of good feedback for Rebirth's battle or like Trilogy's battle system, but we decided that we wanted to create like a brand new thing actually for Final Fantasy. I'm going to like fucking like lose my goddamn mind. I am going to like lose my damn mind. You guys don't understand. I will just like completely just melt down.
I'm your one-stop clobbering shop. Good to go?
Oh, I thought it was. I don't think they're gonna do it this time. I don't think they're going to either. I think Hamaguchi kind of said as much. But Bro, I'm telling you. Oh, she doesn't have chakra equipped. I don't have anything on her, actually.
Okay. Give him your all. Don't think you're late.
Can't fault him for trying.
Make sure Tifa has chakra. She doesn't have anything on her. Oops. We'll fix that. If he does, though. It's okay, we'll cure Tifa next. Or we'll make it to a bench. Yeah, dude, I hope that they... Can you guys, like, imagine, like, how insane it's gonna be if we find out, like, oh, yeah. We just decided that we're just gonna do this shit all over again.
We have an interim government in the first place.
We're just gonna do it all over.
This whole team is made up of nothing but ex-soldiers. Bunch of badasses who decided to give Shinra the finger. Kinda
Yeah.
like you.
Final Fantasy will never reach the success of games like Elden Ring without having a fixed foundation. Yeah, it won't. And that's like the thing that people don't understand, right? Is that every single one of those games that we point to and say, oh my god, it changed everything, was building off of a foundation or innovating on something that already exists, right? Like, you don't get Elden Ring and then skip every single Souls game and just go straight to Elden Ring. That doesn't happen, right? I mean, even ones that were like more like reinventive, like Breath of the Wild or like God of War 2018, those still lean pretty hard on like what their series' established franchise like mechanics and formula was. They just reinvented the way that you do them, and that's what this game does, right?
Wanna join up? I'm dead serious.
Baldur's
now.
Gate 3
Like it in Mutai. Could bring the whole gang
is
in.
still a
We'll
just
start
better
all
version of
unity.
Baldur's Gate 1 and 2.
Yuffie Recon Patrol. Shinra will be afraid to even speak our name. He'll stand in awe.
I like that
of
FF reinvents itself, but what I want more is the brand to succeed, right? But also, too,
People will be banging down the door to buy our film rights. Your stunned silence says more than words ever could. I knew you'd be on board.
Please shut up.
Yeah, I just think that this combat has an appeal to it that's separate from Souls, and that's separate from hack and slash. Yeah, I love that YRP reference. That's separate from Souls and hack and slash, and I think that it's something that action games desperately need. And people don't know that yet. But also, too, the reason they switched away from turn-based was because they were like, okay, well, we don't think turn-based can be like a 10+ million seller going forward. So they stopped doing turn-based. But it's like, well, if we're not there, then like, you know, you keep trying to come up with different battle systems and they aren't sticking. This stuck. People like this. Make people see the appeal of this. Honestly, fuck turn-based. Give me this battle system again. Yeah. I agree. This is the least controversial battle system that they've come up with since 10. Or maybe 10-2.
They're ninjas from Mutai. Which means we're at war? But what about my mission? Did Command call it off? Why didn't anyone tell me?
Aren't we in the middle of a ceasefire, though?
That's what they say. Still, doesn't mean we are.
Yeah, and that's
It
like
makes
my
no
biggest
difference to
fear
them
is
either
that
way.
they're just going to create something new that just
Come on.
feels derivative
We gotta
and
find
like
Murasaki.
is going to be like, well, we decided that this other thing was like really popular, so we wanted to try to make something like that. And it feels like that's their explanation each time.
There's no turning back.
And I just don't want to hear that again Stick to the plan, damn it. It also makes a lot more sense from a competitive aspect. If SE does another turn-based game, they have to compete with SMT, Metaphor, and Persona, and they won't make a better turn-based game than Atlas. Right. That's the thing, right? Is that if they go hack and slash, they got to make a better hack and slash than all the other people making hack and slash, or they got to make a better Souls-like than all the other people making Souls-like, or a better turn-based game. No one else is making this shit. No one else is making Re-Trilogy Combat. There's not like, oh, you know, we have to compete with like, you know, fucking Capcom's version of like ATB. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Nobody else is making this shit. You can't even compare it to any other game because there's nothing else that's fucking like this. Yeah, turn-based has a proven record, but there's other turn-based games.
Nothing.
And I'm going to be real with you. While I like turn-based FF, there's no turn-based FF like battles. Well, there's only one turn-based FF that's like this. There's only one turn-based FF that's like on par with like an Atlas game, and that's like Final Fantasy X's turn-based. But for the most part, Atlas mongs Square Enix turn-based.
I should have been here. Should have done something for them.
You've done tons for us. Remember that.
Yeah, Atlas turn-based is better for the most part. But here's the thing, though. I don't think they should go back to turn-based. Necessarily, if they want to go back to turn-based, I wouldn't be mad. But I think that, like, the worst decision they could make is abandoning this system. That is, like, literally its own genre of action game. There is no other action game that is literally like this to this quality that exists. It just doesn't. That's why I say if they abandon this battle system after part 3, I will lose faith in Square. I will lose all faith. I'll be like, dude, they're cooked. They're cooked. Legit, I like 1000% believe that this is the best battle system aside from Kingdom Hearts 2 that Square Enix has ever made. And I just can't imagine a better cook than this. 12.15.7R, they needed to get to this battle system faster. So, really? The game that should have had this battle system first? Kind of turned down. The game that should have had this battle system first is Final Fantasy XIII. Final Fantasy XIII should have been like when they... Okay, let's redo our materia setup. Final Fantasy XIII is like when they should have like came up with this battle system, and they came close because in a lot of ways this battle system is an evolution of Final Fantasy XIII's, right? So this is kind of like building off of what 13 set off with Stagger, with the ATB bars. The problem with 13 is that 13 didn't want to go full action, so it ends up with this weird compromise that holds the system back, where it's not fully action, but it tries to have like the ATB system, and it doesn't really hold up quite as well. I still think it's a fun system, but I don't think it's the best system necessarily. I still think it has like a lot of high points to it. But yeah, it's not necessarily the best system, but it's good. And I think they get to the best system eventually, which is this. But it laid the foundation. Well, see, that's why 13's battle system shouldn't have been. It should have just ditched turn-based right then and there, because a big problem with that battle system is that you kind of repeatedly do the same thing over and over again. With the system, which is like you know, you let the AI, you assess and let the AI figure out like what the elemental weakness is. You do a certain paradigm, you stagger. It does get deep. It gets deep when you fight the boss fights. Like if you fight Bartandalus and Sid Reigns in those fights, that's when you actually realize that the bosses are like, the combat's actually deep. The problem with 13 isn't like the combat system during boss fights. The problem with 13 is the combat system during regular enemies. Because during regular enemies, what you will find is that the game will fucking drag like during regular enemies. And it sucks. And if they found a way to make it not drag when you're just fighting a guy on like the map, it'd be a very fucking awesome system. But unfortunately, it's just like, damn, man, like when I'm just fighting like a regular dude, this shit like is really repetitive and slow, and then you have to fight enemies that have way so much more health than they should, and then also too, you're kind of just waiting for ATB bars to build up. That gets a lot better like later on when you get haste and you get more ATB bars. But then the problem that occurs then is that you have to play as either Hope or Saz, right? Because if you're not playing as Hope or Saz, you have to pray that the AI decides to use haste on you. But the problem is that the AI would oftentimes not decide to use haste. So what would end up happening is that you would have to play as Hope or Saz directly in every single fight, because for most of the game, they're going to be the only ones that have haste, and you need to manually cast haste because haste is busted, right? And you need to have haste on at all times, really. So you need haste. They're the only ones that have haste. You can't control the AI. You can't switch characters. You can say that with any other FF, though. Yes, but here is the difference, brother. You can control other characters in other FFs. That's the difference. You can switch to them and then control the other characters. In FF13, you can't switch characters in the fight. You have to stick with the character in the middle of the fight. So, if there is a certain ability or a certain thing that you need to use, then you have to play as that character and you can't switch to other characters. And that really limits how you play. The best team is Lightning, Hope, and Fang. Yeah, like almost objectively, like until you get to like maybe late game, I think, where like then the team dynamic meta like changes. Like, but yeah, for the most part, yeah. Anyway, this is why I say like, damn, dude, they should remaster 13, but like really remaster it, like deep remastering, like, and not just like, oh, it's the same game, but it looks better, but like change some of this stuff about 13 that doesn't make any damn sense.
Now with extra beguiling ninjas. Do me proud.
I got this. Come on, come on.
Got your back.
Oh shit.
This is nothing.
Oh, why did I use that on Yuffie?
Still in it. Gotta be careful.
Something or other.
Just getting started.
What the fuck? Okay, there's so much shit happening. One thing I hope they improve with 7R is the buff and debuff system. You never want to use buffs and debuffs in short fights. Yeah. I think having a character dedicated to it, I don't know. What would you do to fix that?
Hang back. Keep it together.
Don't give up. We gotta switch. Good to go?
My turn.
Not bad.
Bundle up. It's on you.
I gotta pull back. Why is it always gonna be me? Not yet.
Oh shit. Come on. Chakra.
I got this.
Wow, okay. Great, everyone's dead. Let's retry the battle. Yeah, 10 and 12 do have a great debuff system. I agree. Fuck. Okay, let me remember that he does that at the start of the fight. Nice.
Don't overdo it.
Here I go. Get lost. How you like this? Go forth and kick butt, you see. You need to chill. No biggie.
Shit.
Get lost! Aw, do me proud.
Hang back.
How you like this?
Shit. Focus thrust. No!
Not looking good.
So much for that.
Right. Won't last long.
Kept you waiting? You were so in for it now.
Whoa, that fucking okay. Destroying the tentacle on the right arm will pressure it. It will summon a clone once it's taken enough damage. Okay.
Can you fight?
Ah!
At least put up with Tony. Which way is
Ah!
too tight?
Ah! Oh, the sales update was that it was like the third best selling game of the past month. Okay. I don't think there's anything about my materia setup I really want to... Actually, there is. I lied. Take steel and luck up off. Yeah, let's use poison and warding. What do you have warding on? Oh, petrify. Yeah, you don't need that anymore. And then cleansing, I guess. Let's see what you got. Max HP. Magic. Lightning damage. Debuff exhaustion. Do I have 2 steadfast blocks on? No, it's first strike. Get off. Or actually. And then what, you have warding materia? Oh. Oh, for petrify. Okay. Well, then HP up. Yeah, I synergied into death. That was amazing. We just died together. That was so awesome. And then, 3 stagger, I guess, is fine.
It's on you. Bring it.
Let's go. Gotcha. Bring it. You're up. If you insist. Come on.
Throw it.
He holds the best kept ninja secret. Just gotcha. Here I go. You need to chill. Back up now.
Okay, spin to win. Let's see what else should I do here. Windstorm. Do we actually not? Okay. Nice.
I got this.
Actually, the problem is that I don't seem to have prayer on anybody. Oh, okay, I have on Tifa.
Come on.
Okay, Yuffie has that. So let's chakra. Actually, let's switch to Yuffie. Tentacle drill. He'll have some type of cooldown.
Nice one. You need to chill. How do you like this? Felt that one, did ya? Time to me proud.
Okay.
It's on you.
Let me finish him. You're gonna feel this one.
Enough.
Come on.
Take him down.
Strike hard and fast.
Actually. There we go. Am I ready for Monster Hunter? Hell yeah.
We gotta find Murasaki.
Okay, that wasn't hard. I was just tripping. We're good now.
Oh my god.
That thing must have done this.
I doubt it. They were shot.
Yeah, first try for real, bro. When I was actually trying, it was my first try.
Tifa.
Just lock in next time.
It's okay.
I can only lock in like after like 5 or 6 test tries, and then when I do that first actual try, it's usually when I when I lock in.
Hey, I think we found our guy.
We need to check the inside. There might still be survivors.
Yeah.
I don't see anyone.
Soon, Cloud. Soon.
You okay?
Yeah.
And there. Huh? Kate Sith?
Ah, Yuffie! And where might you be?
Back room off Mako storage. You?
Town hall still. Thought I might be able to do something from here, so I tried accessing the reactor terminal. Anyway, did you find Murasaki?
Yeah, we did. He died in a skirmish with Wutai.
He... what? Then we don't have much time. We have to reach the terminal in Shinra Manor before word gets out. You've got the key card, right?
Yeah.
Good. Then slot it into the console. I'll work my magic from here. Should have that gate open before you know it. Yes! Get in there, my son! I'll go ahead and look for the terminal. See you there.
Meet at the manor. Got it.
Cheerio!
See ya.
Let's go.
heard them. Time is of the essence. We need to find that terminal, ideally before they get back.
Yes, sir.
You stay behind and wait for them. Once they arrive, you can put that nose of yours to work. Follow our scent right to us. You gotta admit, you're the best one for the job.
I will concede you have a point.
Then let's get a move on.
It's just so weird and goofy being at this level. It's time.
No need to wear yourself
Wow. This is so goofy. Look at him.
Careful out there.
Looks like can I? Oh, fast travel currently unavailable. Oh, shouldn't have managed this way. Sorry. Kirk Masons, thank you so much for the tier 1. How are you doing today? Gotta go fast. I know. I haven't started Dragon Ball Daima, but like now I'm like starting to think I should, right? I guess I didn't realize how serious it was gonna be, and now everyone's talking about it, and so now I'm like, okay, I guess I have to watch Daima.
This can't just be a fancy house.
Mostly I've been keeping up with like the new Invincible season. Yeah, I hear they canonized Super Saiyan 4. That's dope.
The rumor that Hojo used to conduct experiments here.
Doubt it's just a rumor.
So that's kind of cool. I mean, that alone makes it worth. Is it? And I know this is like kind of an obvious question, but like, is it canon? Like, is like the next like part of like Dragon Ball Super gonna be affected by, assuming Super ever comes back, gonna be affected by Daima?
This a kid's clubhouse?
Oh, I think it's a bit more dangerous than that. But no bother, I'll protect you.
Hello and welcome to Shinra Manor. Trespassers.
Hojo.
I don't know what it is you hope to find here, but I'm afraid this facility has been abandoned for some time. Everything of value is gone, but please feel free to poke around.
Ultra Instinct is still stronger than Super Saiyan 4? Oh, okay.
That said, this facility has always
Interesting.
had a place in my heart.
So it won't affect it that much? Oh, okay.
Leave it in the condition in which you found it. And with that in mind, I won't keep you any longer. Thanks for dropping in.
Oh, that was a sore one. Huh? Don't walk into the light, Barrett!
Barrett dies twice.
That shithead is gonna get it.
Kirk Mason, thank you so much for the tier 1 gift sub to Phil.
I
We
think
greatly
we're trapped in
appreciate
here.
you, sir.
Like rats in a cage. No squeezing through those bars.
Huh? That duct, however, might just fit a cat.
Wow, thank you for another tier 1 gift sub, dude.
I'll have you out in a jiffy.
Appreciate it. You're the best. Oh, let's make sure that we've saved. Actually, that's like a good idea generally. This part of Rebirth blew me away. I know. This is the best part of Rebirth, dude. This is like... This is when it started Dirge of Cerberusing too. I don't even fucking know Kate's kit like that, dude. I guess we're gonna find out. Could he wall him up? Okay. It's kind of like his heavy attack. But generally... Fast and Bulbous, thank you so much for the gift sub. Appreciate you for joining us today. Successfully evade an attack, then use the Moogle to fill the counter. Okay, so that's like his evade. Dice, Fortune Teller. Okay, so he did a big amount of damage. Okay. Yeah, this kid is all very strange to me.
Hey, Cat, how's it looking?
Do you still think you can get us out of here?
And then the throw controls are also like way goofy too.
Leave the problem solving to me, eh? You're in safe paws now.
Let me see. Is that where we go next?
Tried to warn you.
That's it. Go on.
And don't come back.
I kind of fuck with Kate's kit, like re-examining it. It's been so long since I played as him, and usually whenever I had the choice I don't do it. But I actually think he's got some interesting stuff in there. I'm willing to bet that like if you dive deep into it, he's probably like one of the most busted characters in the game. Like if you like really dive into his kit. Some of his stuff is really interesting, especially if you put like luck up on him. Okay, so we're gonna call it a stream for today, and I'm going to be back next week. Oh, Kirk Mason, hello. Kate's combat is tricky. I couldn't figure out how to dodge without jumping off the Moogle. Yeah, no, I think he's got like an ability called like dodge and dive or whatever, and you use that. So we're gonna figure that one out next stream. All right, so next stream will be next week, probably on Monday. If not Monday, then Tuesday. Thank you all so much for joining me. Should we raid somebody on Switch? We'll raid HMK. HM Killer. We'll raid him. All right. I will see you guys next week where we continue Final Fantasy VII Rebirth hard mode on PC.